So for this stream, what I had in mind, for like a cozy sort of New Year's Eve stream, feels like, as me and Ronnie were talking about in chat, it just feels like it's a time of year where you look back at what you've done so far and start to look forward to what you're going to do the next year. I thought it'd be really nice to kind of visit some of the towns that I've streamed in so far, and this was actually the very first town I ever streamed in, this town of Suncombe. It was my very first stream. I remember I walked outside and I had items littered all over the ground and my town was a mess, and I spent that entire first stream that I ever did just picking up the items on the ground in front of my little pavement plaza in front of my house, and look at it now, it is still nice and clean. That is a bad habit of mine. I have a habit of dropping things on the ground and stuff. So yeah, I would say that this town has made some progress so far this year. It's definitely not like the finished state that I want it to be in. Like, as far as like looking ahead into the future, I'd love for Suncombe to have just a really like charming woodland atmosphere. Like, some of my favorite aesthetics ever are things like the woodlands of Studio Ghibli or the woodlands found in like the Sleeping Beauty movie. If anyone's familiar with like the art style from Sleeping Beauty and how beautifully drawn those like woodland scenes are when Princess Aurora is at the cottage. Like, that's just kind of the vibe I want for this town. I want it to be such a charming, whimsical, rustic village. And I would say I've made progress towards that, but there's definitely like ways to go. Like, this is one of my favorite spots in town, is this little winding path up to my house. And this town is also like still behind in autumn, which personally I don't mind too much. You know, I know that it might annoy some people that I'm not playing in real time, but for me it's just a matter of like wanting to like finish the paths that I was working on and make like a YouTube video going over like a town tour of my town in this state, and then once I do those things I'll be able to move forward and catch up to real time. But I did want to at least visit this town for a little bit during my New Year's Eve stream, where I'm kind of looking back at the towns I've streamed in so far. This has definitely been a town I've streamed a lot in this year. Watering my little turnip garden here. You might also notice I made some new overlays for stream. I think they look like a little bit more professional than they did before. Like, they have a few new features to them, like the chat at the bottom. But these still might not be like my final overlays ever, of course, but I do think that they're like a little bit nicer. So let's go and check up on my neighbors and see how they're doing. This is Goldie's house. I really like her golden garden by the beach. Oh, and her home just keeps getting emptier and emptier. We'll have to see if she has some sort of hobby that maybe we can use her hobby to help fill her house up again and fill it with either furniture or whatever sorts of things she's collecting right now. It's getting pretty dark out, Woof. Hey, you promised to meet me the other day, remember? Remember that? Oh, I don't remember. I was looking forward to it. I put on new clothes and took a bath and everything. Oh, God. You know what? You're kind of a jerk, Woof. Yeah, real class act. Oh my gosh. Here I was, like, wanting to have, like, a wholesome, like, New Year's Eve stream, and it starts out like that with Goldie yelling at us. That is a struggle, though, in these games, is when they, like, set up an appointment, and, if you're not, like, committed to the appointment enough, like, if you don't, like, really, like, set an alarm on your phone, practically, it's, like, really easy to forget. But yeah, it's really nice to visit Suncombe again. I actually haven't streamed this town in a little while, though, because since it isn't in real time, I thought I could kind of make some progress on the path work, like, off stream, and then eventually, once it's all done, then maybe I can show it off again and start streaming it in real time again. So that's why it's been kind of on hiatus, but it is really nice to visit it again for a little bit. If you had to guess, how well would you say I get along with Ruby? I'm gonna say that they're good friends. It seems like they'd get along. I'm always so off base with these questions. I never get these right. Just can't let that get around though. I'd just die if anyone knew. You'll post New Horizons blogs on the website? I definitely hope so. In fact, I hope to post a few more blog entries before New Horizons comes out. It has been a little hard for me, like juggling having like a full-time job and trying to stream and trying to like work on my towns off stream and stuff, but eventually I'd like to get a lot better at like kind of dedicating a solid day a week to like working on blog posts and stuff like that. Excuse me, I've had a few drinks and stuff, so it is that time of year and time of night right now. So, this is like the orchard, and I was gonna have like a little stepping stone path or a little like narrow path down here, but we'll have to see how that works out. And this is Melba's house. I'm always running into Melba whenever I play Wild World because Melba's in both my Wild World towns. But I definitely will make sure to wish her a Happy New Year in Dafdilly, where they'll actually know it's the new year because it's set to real time. Hey bestie, where does the day go? It's already 6 o'clock. So I also set this town to like 6 p.m. or so, just for like aesthetics. I feel like that pink sunset looks so pretty. Hey, do you think that a cake shirt would look good on me? Or is that a bad idea? Man, I wish I could try it on and check it out myself. Ebot, if you find a cake shirt, please tell me. Well, that must be why I have this in my pockets. You know, it has been so long that I'm not exactly sure why I have some of the stuff that I do have in my pockets. Like, I don't really know why all this stuff is here, but that must be why I ordered the cake shirt, and it's for Melba. Look at the time. I wonder if my friend Chief is still hard at work. Oh, thanks for that, Roni. Yeah, I look forward to doing more posts pretty soon. I could probably do a blog post both on like autumn happenings in Suncombe and also autumn happenings and winter happenings in Dafdilly. Have quite a few like Citàlune posts I could catch up on. Wait, are you giving me a cake shirt? I don't know what to say. Gosh, thanks so much. I've been looking everywhere for this. I'm gonna try this on right now. Aw, doesn't she look so pretty? And she gave us a bunny hood. And something that's kind of funny about her request for a cake shirt is that she actually already has one in her house, but it must just be kind of one of her favorite items that she would request for it twice. Something I do like about her collecting the cake shirt is that I feel like she has kind of a sweets theme going on with her carpet and wallpaper being like the sweets one, and so it just makes sense that I guess she would want something cute like the cake shirt. Yeah, Melba is cute. She's my favorite. And I also really like how her house looks during this time of year. I don't really regret not being in real time too much in Suncombe because I do think autumn is one of the times of year that suits it best, and I played in Suncombe a lot last winter. Last winter was when I did dead spot testing in Suncombe, and basically I planted a tree in every spot in town and recorded what grew and what didn't. So that was a lot of work, and I played a lot in winter last year in Suncombe, so I feel like it's still such a recent memory of mine, winter last year, so I'm happy to not experience any more of it than I have to. Hello, dearie. How are you, Abot? So got any juicy gossip for me, meddling? Meddling is the catchphrase I gave to her. Actually, right now I'm looking for something in particular, a 4-ball shirt. Oh, that explains the other thing that was mysteriously in my pockets. I was kind of wondering about that. I knew that must be for a villager, but yeah, I got this in the mail today, and I guess it's for Bree. And it looks like right now she's probably wearing one of my path designs. Doesn't that have, like, path design written all over it? It looks like one of my dirt paths or something. So the 4-ball shirts and the, like, 2-ball, 7-ball, those aren't really my favorite shirts in the world, but I'll do anything to help them out and make them happy. Yeah, see? 7:30 bells? Wow, that's a lot. So I guess Melba and Bree must be collecting shirts right now. I bet if I talk to them a few more times, they might even have like another hobby for me or another shirt to give them. I left my stuff everywhere and didn't organize my space at all. So the Happy Home Academy only gave me a measly 869 points. So, just looking at her room, as far as what she just said, I mean, she has a lot of matching pieces, all this Regal stuff. It should give her a high score, but I guess what she must be missing is kind of the carpet and wallpaper. She doesn't have the Regal carpet and wall. Your hair looks cute today. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I do like using space buns whenever I have the time to put them up like that. I think it's a really cute hairstyle. I'm very particular about my house and everything that goes in it. The layout, the music, the furniture, the details matter, of course. But what's most important are the people that come visit. So it looks like she's not super eager to give us a new clothing request to do. But yeah, just on the topic of like villagers talking about the HRA score that they get. In Dafdilly today I was talking to Butch, and Butch told me he earned like 4,000 points, so it is kind of interesting that the game keeps track of what these villagers would get if they had an HRA score, and sometimes they'll tell you. I think my greeting is getting a bit dull, don't you? I mean, like, dull. I need a better greeting and quick. I gotta stand out from the crowd. I don't really do greetings, and plus Chief is wanting to talk to me, but we weren't quick enough, so Chief is already... Whoa! What happened here? They're both like really angry all of a sudden. Oh my. So yeah, I guess this is kind of the path that I was working on, which honestly I might start to become less picky about what I do with the path, because I feel like I've just been too particular about it and it's been taking too long. But yeah, this is what I started to work on here. I wasn't super happy with it, but I do feel like I've spent too long with Suncomb behind and spent too long working on those paths. I might just have to get something done and move on, you know what I'm saying? I shouldn't be like as much of a perfectionist as I am, probably. But yeah, I've spent so much time in Dafdilly lately, it's really kind of cool to visit Suncomb and see like the differences between the two towns. Like they really are quite different in theme, between this one being a lot more like rustic and natural and Dafdilly just being so full of color and whimsicality and stuff. Teddy talking about how we're photo pals, and every time I hear him say that, I think about the fact that I actually kind of lost his photo. I don't know where his photo is. Oh, so he's on a quest for a mole cricket. Oh, I thought that was leading into him asking us for a mole cricket, but he didn't seem to ask us for it. He's just on a hunt himself. Now we'll say hi to Chief. Chief is already like not upset anymore. Him and Ruby were both like really upset just a few minutes ago. I guess it's cool and all to collect a hoard of sweet stuff, but no offense, that whole greedy lifestyle of yours isn't for me. Try going on more walks and take it easy. Enjoy life. So I think that's him basically saying that he has like a walking hobby of some sort. Just looking at my overlay, it looks like there's a few like black lines where they don't need to be. So I guess just pardon any like little messiness like that. I did kind of throw these overlays together before stream, so they might not be perfectly refined and stuff. But yeah, this is Dafdilly's, or not Dafdilly's, this is Suncomb's Island, which I hope to spruce up a lot more and kind of make a special area in town with lots of flowers and little path trails leading here and there. Lovely furniture makes me happy every time I see it, honey. Wouldn't it be great to have a room full of it? Yes, I'd leave room to walk. So she wants lovely furniture. I'll have to look up to see what's considered lovely furniture in this game. Maybe I can do that on a side screen over here. I like to go to like Game Facts and look up Liquify's guide to kind of see like which furniture is considered which genre. So, just looking at what this list is, of course, the lovely furniture is considered lovely, but I think some other things should be too. Like, so the Kitty series is considered lovely, the Robo series is considered lovely, Kitty, Mushroom, Space, the like backyard themed furniture is considered lovely, nursery items. The teddy bear set is considered lovely. So I guess looking at this list, I could try to go order a few things for Maple to make sure that I can help her out with her hobby. There's like a few sets that are definitely considered lovely, and then there's like a ton of just random items that are considered lovely. And some of the random items are things that I like quite a bit, like sunflowers, so I might order her some sunflowers. I wonder if the sunflowers are like at the very bottom. Yeah, here's the sunflowers. Right next to the snowman for some reason. Oh, hi, Big Ball fan. How are you this evening? Are you having a good New Year's Eve? So, the mochi pestle is also considered a lovely item for some reason. I kind of want to get Maple things that are kind of rustic actually, because if you've ever had Maple in your town, she actually has a lot of like cabin stuff, so that's a good reason why you would want to like look up what's actually considered lovely instead of just ordering like the actual lovely series, because looking up what's considered lovely kind of gives you more options for things that would kind of actually match their house and not just be, you know, like the pink lovely furniture or whatever. But of course it's always a challenge to try to find stuff in this game. I really miss the search function that was later introduced. Oh, there's the mochi pestle. I feel like anything that's kind of like a weird item, like anything that's just kind of random, it's like always towards the bottom for some reason. So what else could we get her? The music box is considered a lovely item. Can you imagine like getting that rare item from Katie and Caitlin, that super rare music box, and actually giving it to one of your villagers? I mean, I wish I could do stuff like that. I wish I had limitless amounts of this rare stuff so that I could just shower my villagers with rare things like that. And things like the backpack and mountain bike are actually considered lovely. I wouldn't expect that. Maybe, maybe I'll order her a few of like the backyard themed items, because I don't really know what else to order for her. It's a shame that the cabin stuff isn't considered lovely. You went bowling today? Oh, that sounds fun. I haven't been bowling in forever. I'm not very good at bowling. So this hammock stuff is considered lovely. What do you all think? Do you think the hammock stuff is too much of a stretch for Maple's house? I feel like it might be cute. Like maybe a picnic table and a hammock in her house. Here in Europe, we've already celebrated it. Yeah, I have noticed that, like, of course, for some people, they've already been posting, like, Happy New Year on social media and stuff, and I know that I actually have a few, like, of my regulars that live in Europe, and so they're always kind of, like, ahead of me in time, and kind of have to be going to bed by the time that I'm ending stream. But I guess I do kind of stream somewhat early in the day, like, for a streamer. Like, I usually try to start between 3 and 5 p.m., so I guess that does work well for people in Europe who are maybe watching streams before they go to bed. I'll also order her like a mama bear and baby bear because she definitely likes to collect like the bear furniture. Here where I am, it's like 10 p.m. so we still have about 2 hours. I want to try to keep an eye on the time a little bit because I do want to try to hit like multiple towns this play session, like go to Lorien, go to Citàlune, go to Dafdilly. So just to spend like a little bit more time in Suncombe and talk to my villagers a bit more and then move on to another town. It's 4 a.m. where I live. I'll see the stream tomorrow. Well, good night, Pokemon. Thanks so much for dropping by. You definitely didn't have to do that. It's so late where you are. But thanks so much, and I hope you have a Happy New Year. So the picnic table, just because that's what I found next. But I also want to get her like a baby bear. And I actually had quite the scare with Suncombe. I haven't played in this town in quite a while. Like, Suncombe has been kind of on the back burner for a little bit, but finally I did, you know, want to play it for this stream, and I actually couldn't find Suncombe anywhere, like my cartridge, and it was in a really weird spot, so I'm really glad I managed to, like, find it after all the work that I've put into it and stuff. Would have been really sad to have lost it forever. So I'm looking for the baby bear, which might be at the bottom. Oh, Happy New Year to you too, Red Sea. I hope you're having a good New Year's Eve. Is it already the New Year where you live? Where's the baby bear? At least the catalog isn't super large. Oh, I just passed it. There it is. So I think that's enough stuff for Maple for now. Not yet. California is one of the later New Year's. Oh, that's cool. Well, that makes me feel a little better that I'm not the only one. Well, of course I'm not the only one, but you know that I'm not the only one watching the stream who's like still looking forward to a New Year's, you know? So we ordered some things for Maple, but that's not going to come here quite yet, but I do look forward to getting those in the mail and helping out Maple with those items. I'll talk to Teddy. Quick favor, could you go over to Alfonso's for me? As long as you can deliver it within 1 hour, that'll be fine. Sure. So these delivery requests are actually like how you can lock villagers in your town so that they won't ever move away. It does work in Wild World, but not in any of the other games. But something that I really enjoy about the way that I locked the villagers in this town is that I locked them with the delivery trick with like my side characters. Like I have these side characters here, and those are the ones that use the locking trick. So my main character, Amy, can still do these delivery requests just fine. You're playing guitar while watching streams? Oh, that sounds fun. Sounds like a good way to spend New Year's Eve. So here's Alfonso playing the stream song, Forest Life. Isn't that a Red Bar shirt? I had no idea Teddy was even into this sort of thing. Thanks a lot, Abot. Make sure Teddy knows how I feel too, okay? Alfonso collecting exotic furniture and whatnot. Kind of a little on the empty side, but definitely not the worst Wild World house I've ever seen. And so if you were doing the delivery trick in order to lock villagers in this town, this is the point where the locking would happen. Like if you never tell Teddy that you delivered the present to Alfonso, if you just leave it hanging like this, those two are actually locked in town and won't ever be able to move out unless you do finally talk to Teddy and say that you delivered it. But I've already done all this stuff with my side characters, so I can just complete the errand with my main character. How did Alfonso react to it? I think he liked it. Both you and Alfonso are my bestest of best buds. Aw, and I take care of my peeps, it's a me. Oh yeah, thank you, gift. I almost forgot. Here you go, all for you, 530 bells. That's okay, don't be shy. Hey listen, killer job with the delivery. So a lot of my villagers have been giving me like bells in reward for like favors and errands lately. It's kind of weird, but I kind of like it too. It's basically normally they give me items and then like I run the items over to Nook, so they're basically just saving me that step and just immediately giving me cash instead. So I think as far as like a nice little visit to Suncombe, we could probably move on to a different town soon since we have a few different towns to hit before the New Year's festivities begin. I'll just wander in my house first, and since it's been a while since we've visited my house. I do think my house is like super nice and cozy. And the way that there is one way you can save in Wild World that probably not a lot of people opt for, but if you do it the long way, you can go up here and see your side characters and go and save in your actual bed. But yeah, pretty soon I'm probably going to switch over to a different town that I streamed in this past year, Lorien, and we can check in on that town and maybe work on it just a little bit before we switch over to Dafdilly Citàlune for the grand finale. So how's your day been? It's been pretty good. I had work in the morning, and then after work I did a lot of work to sort of prepare for the stream. Like I got new overlays and had to get those set up. I also had to do some pattern maintenance in Citàlune because Citàlune hasn't been in winter for a while. So I'm gonna switch over to Lorien. Doesn't seem to be like showing up right now. I have to like reboot it real quick. There we go. Work on New Year's on top of streaming. Yeah, well I do have tomorrow off actually. Tomorrow is what's considered like kind of a it's considered a holiday by Costco standards. Working at Costco, you get a few different days off a year, like the 4th of July, Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's, Veterans Day. There's a few holidays that we get, so I'm pretty thankful for those. It's better than my first job. The first job I ever worked at was like a drugstore, and we had to literally work 365 days a year, and oftentimes like it seemed like I got the short end of the stick a lot, and I would be like working on Christmas and stuff like that. So this is my town of Lorien, and this is always my October town, so this is kind of another one of those towns that isn't set to real time, but for the purposes of this walk down memory lane stream and looking back at the things I've done this year, I thought I'd at least load up Lorien for a little bit. And I guess I'm going to switch the stream info to New Leaf since this is a different game. But yeah, Lorien, I guess it's rainy today, which is not my favorite time of day for Lorien. I think it looks really pretty with like clear skies and like a really like clear view of the sunset in the sky and stuff. That's my favorite time for Lorien, but I guess the rain suits it too. In the actual like Lord of the Rings books where this town is based off of, the Forest of Lothlorien from Lord of the Rings, they say that occasionally there's like a nice calm shower that kind of washes over everything and leaves everything like fresh and clean and new. And we're always getting these letters from Jack in this town because this town is forever in October. And it looks like the Mona Lisa came in the mail. So I need to clear off some space in my mail for the Mona Lisa. What's this one? This is a scary painting from Crazy Red. Yeah, something kind of funny about the gameplay in this town is that since I'm playing in October over and over, it seems like I'm cycling through the days of the week that have red a lot. So I get red more than maybe I should get red, because of the way that I play in this town, where I'm kind of like playing in the same days over and over. So I have both the scary painting and the Mona Lisa to try to give to Blathers, and hopefully they're real. I wonder if I have anything else from Red's gallery. See, look at all these letters from Red's gallery. But I also have some like flowers cluttering up my pockets, so maybe I'll try to find some spots to plant these flowers. How many towns do you have? That's a bit of a tough question because I also, in addition to the towns that are kind of works in progress, like this one, I don't consider it finished, but in addition to the towns that I have works in progress on, I also have some cartridges that I don't really actually play that much, like they're just kind of there, and like they're there to be like storage towns or cycle towns or maybe future projects, but I even have some like unused cartridges, so it's kind of confusing sometimes whether to count that as part of like my town count or not. But yeah, I think one time I did a count, and counting like some of those weird like towns that like don't really exist or have a purpose much yet. I think I have like about 10 towns. I guess I'm just doing some like flower arranging by the river. This area right here looks kind of messy. I can't help but notice that and want to fix it a little bit, but maybe a project for another time too, though. So this is Chief. We just saw him over in Suncombe, but he's actually in Lorien too. So he's saying it's been a while, and that's because this town used to be set in 2014 of all things, and then now it's like set to 2019. It's set to kind of the current year. And it looks like there's some patterns missing over here, but this is kind of just a really big like work in progress town. So do you all have any like big goals or New Year's resolutions for the new year? Anything that you're hoping to do? I guess a lot of us probably here in chat and here in this stream are definitely like looking very much forward to New Horizons. That's one thing we'll get to enjoy in the new year in just a few months. But other than that, I guess some of my resolutions are, of course, the usual typical things like exercise more, drink more water. I also want to get a lot more consistent and productive with how I spend my time, and make sure that I'm doing my best to maximize my time. I think we all have those days where we're not really quite as productive as we'd like, and I'd like in the new year to kind of limit those days and make sure that I'm doing my best to make sure I'm as productive as possible. Oh, hi Blue. Thanks so much for the biddies. I'm having a good year, or a good New Year's Eve, and I guess also have had a good year, even though that was kind of like a misspeak. How about you? Are you having a good day today and a good New Year's Eve? Wow, I'm really messing up these patterns here. Could I, like, do this any messier or slower? These patterns are a bit of a struggle, though. They are kind of confusing. Your resolution is to be more personally social and talk to real people. That's your resolution. Oh, that's a good resolution, and I wish you good luck on that. I used to definitely have like issues with social anxiety myself. Like I used to be pretty afraid to talk to people, and I was like very, very dreadfully shy, but I actually feel like working retail has pretty much eliminated that completely. So that's one positive for having the job that I do, is like I have pretty much zero social anxiety anymore because of like all the retail that I've worked. Wow, I'm getting so confused by these. I'm so sorry, guys. I mean, like, I made these paths. These are my paths, but I still like get confused by them sometimes. Kind of a slow one, but did get a few things done today. Relaxing tonight. That's good. I do think that's typically how I've spent a lot of my New Year's. I'm not like a big like party person. I tend to like to chill and maybe like see what's going on TV, watch the fireworks around the world and stuff like that. This is kind of a new experience for me as far as like streaming on New Year's, but definitely like I know it's probably a common thing on Twitch. There's lots of like New Year's streams going on and stuff right now, so I really appreciate so much like anyone who's tuning into mine of all streams right now. It really means a lot, and I hope you all have such a good new year, and that it really, whatever you want to get done in the year, or whatever you want to accomplish or do, like I hope it goes so well. I like how a new leaf, like the villagers just seem a little bit more content to just like stand around and chill out and smell the roses. I feel like in Wild World they're always like running around, but Chief was just chilling on this bridge. Oh, I was just about to use the weather as an excuse, but I'm not gonna lose to the weather. I'm not gonna lose to anything. What was he referring to? Thanks, I've always been really shy, hence why every year I challenge myself to be more socially out there, except for partying. Yeah, definitely, like, you don't have to be a party person to, you know, put yourself out there more socially, so there's definitely, like, you know, gradients of it between being an introvert and being an extrovert, and I think we all have our, like, places along that, that gradient, that spectrum, and there's perfectly valid points within the spectrum. I mean, I'm definitely more of an introvert myself, and but I feel like I get a lot of like social energy at my job. My job is very social, so this is Molly. She's a new move-in. She actually just recently moved into Lorien. And just looking at her house, like, look how cozy it is. I really like her house. I wonder how it'd look if I got something to replace my old record player. Do you think you could find something around the same size for me, Eleanor? Oh, so she wants us to replace this thing. Well, honestly, I could see, like, giving her a phonograph instead. Can't you see, like, a phonograph, like that nice golden style music player, like, looking more at home in this very golden tinged room? But I like the record player, too. I've been considering, like, whether I should splurge and try to, like, get myself a record player and then just, like, buy, like, my favorite albums or singles and just, like, have that as, like, a little, like, cozy way to listen to my favorite music. But I just don't know if it's really worth the money. You know, I listen to Spotify a lot and stuff, too. This year, your challenge was to break all the social norms. Like what? And do you think you achieved it this year? So, this is kind of an area that I've landscaped a little bit in Lorien so far, but I'm not sure if I'm super happy with it. but it is kind of an area that has lots of ponds and it has the geyser and the hot spring nearby, and I was thinking that this home up here could be like a bathhouse, so this whole area could kind of be very themed around water and pools and hot springs and things like that. I was kind of hoping for the geyser to go off soon. So we do have a few fossils and a few pieces of art, so we can probably take those over to Blathers pretty soon. Oh, there it goes. It's always so satisfying to see that go off. It's actually the first geyser that I've ever had in New Leaf. I didn't really build a geyser in my main town of Citàlune. There's Chief's house. So, I don't know if you can tell, but in some of my house exteriors for this town, I'm definitely kind of going for like a golden roof themed, like a consistent theme of like golden roofs or golden walls, things that'll kind of bring out the gold tinges in the foliage and stuff. Like another example is Colton's over here. It has a lot of gold in it as well. And last time on stream, I think in this town, like one of the last things I did on stream was actually just work on this little garden in front of this Zin castle back here, which I'm hoping once I like lay a path down and maybe plant a few more bushes and do a few more fancy flower arrangements that this area will be nice and pretty. I'm playing New Leaf as well, but have no friends on 2DS. Oh, like, do you mean that maybe like on your 3DS you have some friends but not the 2DS? I have that too. Like, I have multiple 3DSs, and on some of them, like, my friends list is almost full, and on some of them I have practically zero, but yeah, I was thinking that it is possible if anyone does want to come over today that I could host some friends over in Citàlune for the New Year's Eve countdown, so if anyone wants to come over, feel free to just let me know and we'll add each other and I can have you over to Citàlune. What's Sahara talking about? Smells like soup. You're liking my handiwork? Oh yes, I smell your confidence. Smells like soup. Oh, have I already played on this day? I must have recorded what day I played last and then loaded that day because Sahara's like referring to something she already did, so I must have already played on this day. That's what gets confusing about not playing in real time, is what days you've played on and what days you haven't played on. So this is just a notice about Halloween. So I guess I'll make sure to go over to Blathers next. I've been kind of putting off. I have a few like pieces of art to donate to Blathers and also some fossils. Hopefully the pieces of art are real. So here's Blathers, and I think in this town I actually unlocked the museum expansion, so maybe that's something I could do pretty soon. So here's a few fossils for him, and in this particular town the fossil exhibit is pretty much empty, so he'll probably just want to snatch these from me for the exhibit, which I don't mind. Yeah, see, all of these are rare fossils not yet found in our museum's collection. What a surprise, you have a knack for finding fossils, don't you? Well, I do have like a few pieces of art to donate as well, so we'll see if these are real. Famous painting and scary painting. And so thanks for the follow, Tim Rage. I'm glad you're getting to add someone. So I think that's it for now. I will go and check out the new art pieces over here. Something I just noticed is I'm actually like, I don't have my stream light on, so I'm just being lit up by like what my monitor is, so if it ever gets too dark or if there's anything kind of like technically wrong with this stream, feel free to let me know. I did have to do a lot of editing of like my overlays and stuff like that. So over here is the Mona Lisa. And what was the other one? Like a scary painting? I don't see it in here. There's that. I think that's by Manet. I used to, when I was a kid, I used to say his name like Manet. I think it's pronounced more like Manet. And there's our scary painting over there. And I think this is by, isn't it by Paul Gauguin or Gauguin? I'm not sure exactly how to say some of these artist names. I do really enjoy how the museum music kind of like changes in theme from room to room, like it changes to something more like sophisticated for the art room and then changes to something like nice and earthy for like the fossil room and stuff like that. And I was actually trying to escape from here, but I must have went down the wrong room. You can kind of get lost in the museum sometimes. So in this town, probably the next steps, just like looking forward in the new year as far as development with this town. I probably just need to focus a lot on path making so I can get the path making done, and then probably next just move in more villagers. I do have a lot of the amiibo cards, so it'll just be a matter of like choosing which villagers I want to have in my town and where, and kind of moving them in. But I do think this town has a lot of potential, and once I like put more work into it, which I might do like on stream in the new year too, is work on this town. I think it has a lot of potential and might end up looking pretty nice by the time New Horizons comes out. But yeah, I think I've pretty much like done the rounds in Lorien, and I'm ready to go to like more, I guess, more sentimental towns. Like this town definitely isn't one of my more like sentimental ones. It's kind of like a work in progress town, but Dafdilly and Citàlune, the towns that I'll be playing in next, they're definitely a lot more like dear to my heart, and I've spent a lot of time and effort on those. So I'm gonna save and quit on this one. And then I'll switch over to the Dafdilly scene. So for Dafdilly, I'll definitely have to remember to set the time to the current time, because this is my DS that's kind of set to Suncomb time right now, so I'll need to set this to New Year's Eve. So currently it's like 10:32, so this is 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So it's about 10:32 or 10:33. I kind of want it to be exact since this will be what the countdown is. So I'm going to wait till it turns 10:33 and then set it. Sorry for the dead air, the wait here. Just want to make sure that my counts were like really accurate for like the New Year countdown. Alright, it's 10:33 now. So I'm excited to see Dafdilly on New Year's Eve because this town, it's gonna have like the lights lit up on the trees. Like the cedar trees are gonna be their like kind of holiday cedar style. And it's bugging me to do a system update that I don't really want to do right now. And I guess probably what's next after Dafdilly is to boot up Citàlune, so I'll go ahead and load the right cartridge into Citàlune's. Oh, look at Butch on the start screen. And I guess the fireworks aren't gonna start quite yet. Don't the fireworks start like after the festivities? Like right now it's the countdown, and there's gonna be like that countdown in the plaza, and Chortimer's gonna be there and he's gonna be giving out poppers and stuff, and then isn't midnight when the fireworks start, I think? So this is the notice that, hey everybody, the New Year countdown has officially begun. And it looks like the music hasn't changed quite yet. I think this is just the regular 10 p.m. music. I wonder when it starts to like do that festive New Year's music. You have another Christmas for family as a Secret Santa tomorrow. Oh, that's nice. So you get to kind of experience Christmas twice in a way, like once on the actual day and then later on for like this like sort of New Year's Secret Santa. That sounds fun. I've done a few different like Secret Santas and stuff over the year. It is kind of a fun little way to add some more gifts and cheer to people's lives. Oh, so that was a letter from Mom. Let's see what she said. Dear Twisk, I found your shirt while I was getting some winter stuff out. I tried it on, but couldn't breathe. So that must be like a shirt from Mom. And we also got letters from the HRA and from Red. This is the next password for Crazy Red. We have almost 100,000 points for the HRA right now. That's pretty good. And Rold's birthday is coming up. I actually have 2 birthdays coming up in this town. One is Bob's, which is tomorrow actually. Bob's is on New Year's Day for some reason, and then I guess Rold's is just a few days later. My birthday is actually coming up myself in January. My birthday is January 15th, so yeah, it's kind of like it feels like Christmas and my birthday are so close together that like wintertime is definitely like my time of year for getting presents and stuff. But yeah, it looks like I have some maintenance to do as far as like clearing out some of my letters to make room for the new ones. I definitely can get rid of these Tom Nook ones. But yeah, you can already see some of the festive cedars near my house that are lit up. I really like that effect. I wish they were like this around Christmas time, but they actually don't acknowledge Christmas in any way in this game, really. There isn't any sort of like Christmas celebration or toy day or whatever, so this is the kind of festive time of year in winter is both New Year's and also Bright Nights, which comes later in February. So I've got some of this modern stuff, which I ordered for Butch last stream. Just yesterday we were helping Butch out with some modern furniture for his room, but he actually doesn't have that hobby anymore, so I can probably just sell those now. And I can get rid of a few of like the hybrids in my pockets just by planting them over here. And then we'll have to go around and see how my villagers are doing on New Year's Eve. Sometimes they have fun things to say when it's a holiday like this, and they'll tell you their own sorts of like New Year's resolutions and what they've done over the past year. It's also the time of year for getting lots of presents from the snowmen. So I think I've got all the presents now. I guess our mom sent us a skull shirt. That's kind of funny. That's kind of like I associate that with like a goth fashion, you know, the skull shirt. Something kind of interesting about the cedars, though, is it's really interesting to me the way that not all of them get the lights. Like, you can see this one doesn't have it, but this one does. I guess it's just kind of random, but I definitely wish, like, all of the cedars would get lights. I think that would be really pretty. Feels like so quiet in my town today. I guess the 10 p.m. music is such like a quiet tune. So I'll sell a lot of this snowmen stuff. I don't really have a lot of use for it. And I don't have a lot of use for the modern stuff either anymore since Butch doesn't need it, so I don't need it either, I guess. And that clears out my pockets pretty nicely. Definitely want to have room in my pockets for all those like party poppers and things that Tortimer will give us. Oh, and we reached over like our bell bag limit there. Oh hey Red Sea, I didn't realize you left, but it's good you're back. Thanks for hanging out with me today. So this is one of the holiday items is this flag here. I don't really get the reference. Do you all know what this flag is referring to? But it's considered like a festive flag. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that is. Is it for Kwanzaa, you think? Like, there's something in this game for Hanukkah, and then there's something for Christmas, obviously, and is that, like, for Kwanzaa? I'm not sure. But yeah, I guess I don't need too much in there. I do like to check the Able Sisters, though, since the Able Sisters is where, I keep an eye out for sweaters and stuff. I'm still kind of trying to get all my characters looking nice and ready for winter with their sweaters and hats and things. So we have a star shirt. I actually think that's kind of nice and festive for today. I might buy the star shirt and kind of lay it outside for one of my side characters. I think it looks fitting for this time of year. Kind of matches Dafdilly in a way because Dafdilly is very like starry and bright right now. It has lots of lights on the trees, lights in the bushes, so I feel like whichever character I give this to, it should be nice and fitting. So I do have like a comfy sweater laid out for that purpose, so might as well lay out the star shirt next to it. And something that I wanted to do before this stream, but I kind of ran out of time. I kind of wanted to make more patterns to put over here. Like, I used to have like a mushroom ring here where there were mushrooms on this spot right here, but I kind of ran out of time. It still looks nice and festive though, with the snowmen hanging out in this little clearing of the trees. So let's see how Puddles is doing this New Year's Eve. We scared her, apparently. I thought you might not come visit me today, but here you are, Splish. This year's almost over, Splish. I'm so sad, or I'm so glad we got to know each other. It's funny she says that because she's actually the villager I've had in town the longest. She was one of my villagers I've had since 2011. So she's been in this town for like, what is it, about 8 years, something like that. Let's totally talk even more next year, Splish. This year's almost over. I'm so glad we got to know each other. So that's the same thing she said to me last time. Sometimes I feel like the Animal Crossing games don't really expect you to like play as long as you do, because the way they'll say things to me like, I haven't talked to you in 95 months, or the last time I saw you it was 7,000 days ago. It just doesn't sound super like natural to me, so sometimes I feel like the little bits of dialogue like that kind of hint that the creators never really expected anyone to play in one of these towns for like over 10 years, but... How was your day, Lily Pad? Nobody too mean to you? Nobody stick you with any errands to take care of? Because if anyone ever does, you come and tell me about it, okay, Lily Pad? I'll take care of it for you, Sunshine. You can count on that. Believe it or not, January 1st is Bob's birthday. I already know what my present is going to be, a nice sound system. Well, maybe not exactly that, but something along those lines. Doesn't Lily look so cute in that petal dress? It really fits her well in her theme of like being like this frog that will be perched on a lily pad flower or whatever. It just looks perfect for her. I'm so excited. It's getting dark out and the countdown starts soon. Look at me, I'm already a wreck and the countdown runs straight till midnight. Don't get me wrong, I'm still planning on staying up till then. Oh, that's something I didn't think of. Do you think all the villagers stay up until midnight on the countdown days? Because I think some of them usually go to bed before midnight. But I wonder if on midnight they all stay up for the countdown. But yeah, here it is. I guess I hadn't even wandered over here yet, but here's the countdown. An hour and 14 minutes, or it's about 15 minutes, honestly. Oh, hi, Sunshine. Can you believe it's already 10 o'clock, Niblet? I wish you'd stop by a little earlier so we'd have more time to talk. I'm sure you had a lot of things to do today. I'm sorry for being a crybaby. I did have a lot of things to do today. Hey, Sunshine, quick question for you. Is it true you're the one who created that constellation up there? I did create that bird one. I think she's referring to the one that looks like it's a bird in the sky. I did create that one, but a lot of the Dafdilly constellations are actually ones I got from friends' towns. And it looks like Melba's wearing my like dirt pattern, which is at Able Sisters right now. Kind of a bummer. So, did we already talk to Butch? I definitely want to make sure to talk to everyone. What are you doing out this late? Well, there's kind of a holiday going on right now, Butch. Hey, January 1st is Bob's birthday. Maybe you should stop by and say happy birthday. It's kind of nice that all these villagers are hyping up Bob's birthday. It definitely kind of makes it seem more like a community, like they're all looking out for each other and getting excited about each other's birthdays and stuff like that. Ooh, the big countdown is today. Get ready for a 2-year party. Oh, so Tortimer's one of those people that makes jokes about it. Like, when was the last time you took a shower? Like last year. Tortimer's totally one of those people. Is he gonna give me like party poppers? I feel like that's what he usually does. Oh, see? Let me give you something to commemorate the event. He's gonna give us a party popper. I really wish I didn't have a cold on New Year's Eve of all times. Oh, I'm really sorry about that, Red. That is a big bummer. That actually happened to me one year. I had one of the worst colds that I've ever had in my life, kind of like the whole week of like New Year's. And it was a shame because I got a lot of time off from work around that time that year, and then like I spent all my time off from work just being sick at home. I'm trying to get at least one more party popper from him. How do you trigger him to give you more like party poppers? Alright, well, we might just have to make do with one, or maybe I'll bug him a little bit more later. But yeah, there's our party popper, and we'll be sure to set it off once the clock strikes midnight. Join us for the big countdown to welcome the new year. Each tick of the clock is like a lightning bolt of fun. Give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day. Give a fish a man and he'll eat for weeks. Isn't there like even more stuff in New Leaf probably? I should probably be sure to boot up Citàlune pretty soon too. And isn't there like a little booth in New Leaf that has like the like crazy red booth, and then like Isabelle has her own little booth, so I should try to wander over there soon too. weren't feeling good 2 days ago. Oh, well, it sounds like you're better now if you weren't good 2 days ago, but now you feel better. I'm glad you got better in time for New Year's. Good evening. You're still full of energy, aren't you, Niblet? It gets chilly at night, so I'm not as into going outside as I used to be. But when I was younger... Hey, oh my gosh, how old am I anyway? This year's almost over, Niblet. I'm so glad we got to know each other. Let's totally talk even more next year. So I do think I have like a few like normal and peppy characters in my town. It feels like I'm getting some repeat dialogues. But yeah, I just kind of want to like wander around town a little bit and oh, it looks like there's some diggy spots. Need to dig up some fossils today. It's always nice when the fossils are easy to spot and you don't have to really go hunting for them. And there's like another one right over here. Oh, this is a gyroid. Oh, that's good you're feeling better at least. Yeah, I haven't been sick in a little while. I've been getting lucky. I think sometimes with my job, like working at a store, like technically I'm exposed to probably a lot of germs, but I make sure to wash my hands like pretty much every time I go on break and stuff like that. Try my best to prevent myself from getting sick. Wow, there are 3 diggy spots in this one little area. But I love this area so much. I love seeing it right now here in winter. I love the cedar trees lit up and all like the red flowers and stuff scattered around. I think it's looks so nice this time of year. Yeah, I'll water my little red turnip garden here. And I remember being really impressed by Wild World's New Year's Eve countdown music once the clock strikes, I think, an hour to go, which I think is just in 10 more minutes when it's going to be just an hour to go. And I think the music even changes a few times. Like it goes from like 1 hour left music to like 10 minutes left music to like I think it changes a few times. So I do look forward to hearing that special music in a bit. Have you seen Star Wars? Yes, I've actually, I'm all caught up with all the Star Wars movies. I haven't seen like The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, but I've caught up with all the Star Wars movies. The new movie? Yeah, I did. I did go see that recently. Yeah, I thought it was okay. Like, I definitely think that the new trilogy is overall like kind of just okay. I don't think it really matches, how well the original trilogy was, but I think they don't really know what to do with Star Wars anymore. They pretty much, like, I think rehashed the original trilogy a bit. That's kind of my opinion of it, but I did kind of enjoy it for what it was. It's starting to get dark, sunshine. Feel like doing wind sprints until the big countdown. I don't know if that's what I had in mind. Look at Rold running around, getting his exercise. And this is Bob, who's going to be the birthday boy once the clock strikes midnight, I guess, because his birthday's January 1st, so I guess technically as soon as the clock strikes midnight here, it's going to be Bob's birthday. Good evening, Bunny. Did you hear me? I said, psst. Now that it's dark out, doesn't it feel all cool and, I don't know, moody? You know what I mean, like we should be toasting with lemonade? Here's to the image of me reflected in your eyes. Cheers. To be honest, I'd love to hang up a picture or a poster or something. It would be a lot of fun to decorate my house like that. But since I have people like you showing up unannounced all the time, I can't. So Bob's getting sassy with us. He did use this carpet that I sent him. Last stream I sent him this carpet in the mail, so I'm really happy to see he used it. I think his home is looking a lot more like cute now, and I don't know, the carpet he had before like it was really clashing. So for the channel points, if you like click on what the channel points are, it gives you like a little description. Like I added one for adopt a villager, and so if you click on adopt a villager, then you'll see more information about that. And same with like the flex one. Basically, the flex channel points, I just thought it was kind of like a fun little thing, like a little nod to what my job is. Like some streamers, like they'll have it so that you can like buy a dab, and that's kind of like my equivalent of that is you can buy a flex. But yeah, if you're ever like confused about what the channel points are, you can kind of click on them and get a little preview about what they're about. Oh, I didn't mean to say that to Rold. I hit the wrong button. Oh well, we've already talked to him anyways. And so what else was there to do? I guess I've been finding fossils, but I didn't even really want to clutter my pockets with all this stuff. I want to keep it nice and clear for like party poppers later. Yeah, Dafdilly's definitely looking so flowery. I probably haven't been keeping up with all the flower maintenance that I have to do, like new flowers pop up in town all the time, and I should probably like dig them up more than I do. You don't want to do that? Oh yeah, that's totally fine. Yeah, the channel points are just there for fun. Feel free to use whatever ones that you have channel points for. You can redeem whatever you'd like or not redeem whatever you'd like. I admit sometimes like when I'm hanging out in streams I can actually be a little shy about redeeming things with the channel points, you know, like sometimes I just like to lurk or speak up in chat every now and then. I don't want to like make the streamer do something for me with the channel points. So yeah, I can understand that. Just do whatever you're comfortable with. This is gonna be a problem, isn't it? I thought I had my pockets nice and clean, and now they're like cluttered up with stuff again. So I'm gonna go give the fossils to Blathers and try to like clear those out. Will you do a sub giveaway? I don't really know what you mean by that. I'm definitely open to doing more events and stuff in the future as I grow as a streamer. I think it's also important though to, you know, when you're at the stage that I'm at, it's good to just focus on the basics and try to improve your content and not get too fancy and stuff. So, I accidentally hit donation, but I think even though I have a complete fossil exhibit, he'll at least just like assess them for me and give them back to me. But yeah, I kind of hit the wrong thing. So that one was an Inkleo torso, and let's see what the other one is. I wonder what day of the week it is. It's, is it like Tuesday or? Yeah, I think it's Tuesday. Wouldn't it be fun if New Year's Eve fell like on a Friday or Saturday, or particularly Saturday, and then you could go and see like a KK Slider concert? It would also be handy if New Year's Eve fell on a Saturday, because I'm sure it would help a lot of people out for not getting too out of whack for like work schedules and stuff. But I think a lot of people get New Year's Day off anyway, so it's probably not too much of a problem. Oh, and Eloise is over here in her house. I'll have to go visit her. And let's see if I can get rid of a few of the things in my pockets. There we go. And I guess I have a bell bag cluttering up my pockets too. I need to go take that to the bank. Phew, it's not easy being so pretty, honeypot. It's hard work. I'm at my happiest when I can relax in the comfort of my own home. Just a little bit of time left until the next year. Hey, Sunshine, if there's something that you wanted to do, here's your chance to just do it. So some of my villagers are hanging out inside for New Year's Eve, and some of them are wandering outside. I do think that something this game could have done a little better with is make the holidays a bit more festive like they were in the GameCube version. Like in the GameCube version, they're all like hanging out in the plaza. and or kind of near the lake, is it, I think? And in this one, they're just kind of wandering around like normal, like hanging out in their houses. Like, they're kind of like antisocial a bit. I think next year that's how the calendar's set up. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, next year will definitely be really fun to maybe do a stream like this again, but just in New Horizons, experiencing the New Year countdown in New Horizons for the first time. So it's getting pretty close to 11 p.m., so probably in the next few minutes I'll switch over to Citàlune and boot up that town, and then for the final countdown, I'll actually have Citàlune and Dafdilly up at the screen at the same time, so that'll be fun to kind of experience the countdown in both of my main towns that I've played in the most over the years. Oh, and apparently Nook's Shop, we just made it just in time. This is the closing music for Nook's Shop. So we just barely made it in here to sell our fossils and stuff. He's about to close. See, I think if you stand here, he kicks you out. By the way, Twisk, I don't want to have to tell you this, but it's past closing time. I have to close up shop and clean out the till and such. Oh, that's really funny. Like, I work retail and I used to be a cashier. That is one of the things you do after close, is you take your till of money over to like get counted and stuff. Oh, and listen to this new music. This is the festive music. I really, like just a few minutes ago I was kind of complaining that it's not festive enough, but it really does start to like increase the festivity when this song comes on. I think it's so cute. Don't you want my Imperial Tile, Sunshine? You could always pay Nook's regular price of $2,830 for it. What do you say? I think I'll pass. My pockets are cluttered. I can't go to Nook's to like resell it. I'll just pass on that right now. But yeah, look, we're down to like just an hour left. To be fair, the GameCube Animal Crossing is actually a town or city. Well, I think this is technically a town too, but yeah, it is a lot smaller. It's definitely like a really cute, like little pocket-sized town, which I actually kind of like. I kind of like that you don't get lost in these Wild World towns, you know? They're more like manageable in size, you know? So that's really exciting that this town's like got the festive music now, and it's nice and festive. I'm gonna go talk to Tortimer a few times, see if I can get like a party popper or two. Yeah, he's given me another one. That's good. I was kind of worried he would just give me one like the whole time. Oh, so now we have 3. That's nice. Since I'm on a roll, I'll talk to him a few more times. Now, I know there was something I was supposed to finish before year's end. What was it? What was it? I forgot. Such is the price of old age. Alright, so now I think I'm gonna switch over to like Citàlune, since there's just an hour left and I haven't played in that town yet. That town definitely deserves to be played in on New Year's Eve. But every time I like switch games I have to do a few things, so just bear with me for a second. Yeah, maybe I should just like close this for now. I think it's kind of spazzing out a little bit. Alright. And I'll switch over to like the Citàlune screen. You saw the spaz? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I didn't know it was gonna do that. Is it all fine now, though? So, in this town, I do have to adjust the date as well, because in Lorien, I was like on a different date. So it's currently 11:03 and I'm gonna wait till it turns 11:04 to set the time. But yeah, once I get down to a few minutes left, maybe I could switch to the screen where it has both Dafdilly and Citàlune, but I thought like for initially playing in Citàlune, I should have Citàlune be like full screen. And I'm just waiting for the clock to strike 11:04 so that I can have my towns like perfectly synced together as far as the new year. There we go. That's the beauty of streams. Yeah, there are often little technical glitches and stuff, but usually if I'm playing in like one town or one system, the whole screen, I mean, there aren't issues like that. I think I'm just being a little creative with booting up practically every one of my towns this stream, so like that's why there's a few glitches like that. But here it's 12:31:19 at the right time, so I think we're all good here. My computer just crashed recently. I can't play PC games for a long time. Oh, that's a bummer. I hope you can get that fixed and get that figured out. Might just get a new laptop. Yeah, laptops are always nice too. I definitely sometimes miss having a laptop because they're so convenient to kind of like carry from room to room and be more portable, but I haven't had a laptop in a little while now because I invested in something more like permanent for like streaming and stuff. So here's Citàlune. And I did do a little bit of pattern maintenance so that Citàlune doesn't have like all the like grassy patterns that it had before in springtime, and so now everything's snowy. But I did do those pattern maintenances really quickly, so it might not be looking super professional. I'll show you what I mean real quick. Like over here, like these patterns, they used to be like green grass, and I kind of quickly edited them to like be more snowy, but you can see this isn't up to my usual standard. It doesn't really blend in super well, but I just did it real quick to, you know, make it passable. And I feel like in all my towns I've had to do letter maintenance. At least this is nice and easy. It's just one letter from Wishy the Star. I wonder what Wishy got me. Isn't this music cute too? I wonder what the soundtrack for these events is going to be like in New Horizons. I think sometimes they like to keep a lot of the same holiday soundtracks from game to game. Like I think Toy Day hasn't really changed much, but we got a Tower of Pisa from Wishy the Star. It's a nice luminous night. Earlier today, actually, around like 8:30 p.m., I played in Citàlune a little bit around that time, and there was a very pretty aurora in the sky, but I guess the aurora only lasts from like 8:30 p.m. to like around 9 o'clock, so I guess it just doesn't last this long into the night. And plus, I bet the game couldn't really handle both displaying like the fireworks in the sky and the aurora. Like I bet it can only do like one or the other. So we'll walk around town and talk to some of my neighbors, see how they're doing. This is Julian. It's the New Year's Eve countdown today, huh? Ooh, I'm getting so excited. The time has come. Get ready for the countdown. Estelle, you should wear a New Year's hat too. Do I have to go get a New Year's hat from somewhere? I'm a little scared to get a New Year's hat because I think I have bedhead actually right now. Like if I take off this hat, I think I have bedhead, so I might look quite disheveled in a party hat. Yeah, see that? And I bet the hairdresser's closed right now, so I probably can't get my hair looking nice. I love that the song was set to Stale Cupcakes. Yeah, I agree. Stale Cupcakes is such a pretty song. I use it in a lot of my rooms. Today's the big countdown. I get so fidgety on festival days. Oh yeah, you can't mention the countdown without thinking about one of these. The party hat. Yeah, I guess I need to go talk to Isabel. That's probably what I was about to do when I got distracted by seeing Bruce. But yeah, over here's Isabel. Oh, Mayor Estelle, you came for the event. I was getting worried because it's already so late. Aw. Anyway, there isn't much time left in the year. We're down to the wire. You should get mentally prepared to ring in the new year with everyone. That reminds me, I wanted to give you a little special something. You can't ring in the new year without sparkling cider, am I right? That's why this is for you. So, she isn't actually giving me a party hat quite yet. I wonder how I'd get one of those. But yeah, this is the sparkling cider, so we can ring in the new year with a drink. But Crazy Red is over here too. If you're looking to liven up the New Year's festivities, I'm selling all my items for 300 bells a pop. Oh, so this is how you get the New Year's hat. I definitely think a blue New Year's hat fits Estelle the most, but you'll have to tell me if you think that it's worth like the bedhead showing with the hat, or if I should leave the space buns. So like space buns or bedhead and New Year's hat. Let me know which one you think looks better. It's a bummer I probably can't get my hair done. I forgot the fox's name is Red. Oh yeah, I think Crazy Red's such an iconic character. I really like the dynamic of him and Tom Nook kind of being old rivals. So I guess we can get party poppers too. I thought I remembered that there was an event with Crazy Red getting like toy type items, but now that I think about it, that's like the fireworks festivals. Remember how there's fireworks at like the summer months, and Crazy Red has a similar booth like this where you can get like toys and things? But I guess this isn't that. This is more just like party poppers and New Year's hats and things like that. I'll buy like 3 party poppers so that maybe I can kind of match Twisk. Twisk bought like around 3 party poppers from Tortimer, so now I have like 3 party poppers with each of my characters. And this is the very like shoddy editing I did to this plaza. This plaza is normally like a flowery woodland clearing, like it's like got grass and then flowers on top. But I didn't know what to do for winter other than make it snow with flowers on top, so I think it looks kind of bad. Like it doesn't really look good, but definitely looks a lot better than the grass patterns that were here before. Like mismatching snow and grass, like it at least looks better than that, you know? Oh, you said that as like a joke because in most streams your nickname is Red, including here. Yeah. I do like to shorten your name to Red, so when you hear me referring to Crazy Red, it's probably like, oh, is she talking to me? But yeah, it's also really nice to see Citàlune like kind of in this like very glimmering like whites. Everything's so like sparkling. Like I'm not used to seeing Citàlune in winter. It's been quite a while. Tonight's New Year's Eve. I'm really looking forward to ringing in the new year. Oh right, you reminded me to get my hat out, Estelle. Just doesn't feel like the countdown has started if you're not wearing one of these. So she's got a cute red hat. When the clock strikes midnight, I'm gonna make a wish. It's my own little countdown tradition. I feel like that's a common tradition, isn't it? Or I don't know. I can't really remember, like, oh, you make a wish when you blow out the candles on your birthday. That's what I'm thinking of. It's actually not usually associated with, like, the New Year's countdown, I think. Today's the countdown celebration. Time to live it up like the rock star I am. I knew you'd be counting down the minutes in style, Estelle. Guess I should spruce myself up, too. Wow, that's quite, like, next level dialogue. It's like she knew I was wearing my hat, and so she altered her dialogue to reflect that. Like some of the other villagers were talking about my lack of hat, but she was referring to that I was already wearing my hat. I don't know, I just really appreciate the amount of detail that's in the dialogue in this game. There's so many, like, dialogue options for different scenarios. Today is countdown. I usually count up with reps and sweats and stuff, so today will be fun. I feel like I said that really wrong, but basically he's saying he's usually like counting up, like as far as like his exercises, and today is counting down, so that's kind of a fun little pun for the jocks. Oh, you're already wearing one of those hats. I should wear one too. Looks good, right? Yeah, he's got on a blue hat like us. It's a little sad to think that today is the last day of 2019. It's been the best year, but the party tonight is going to be pretty good too. Hermit, I'm ready to rock out at the countdown. So she took the catchphrase that I gave to Bruce. I usually have Bruce say hermit because the cranky villagers kind of remind me of little hermits that live off by themselves, but it's not really appropriate for Gloria to have that catchphrase. Oh, you got all dressed up. That's so cute. Alright, now we're both ready for the big party. This is gonna be fun. So that seems to be the pattern, is you have to talk to the villagers twice, and the first time they just talk about the countdown, and the second time you talk to them they talk about like the hats. Here's the bunny's house, looking nice and tropical. It's definitely very warm in here compared to the snow outside. Today's the countdown celebration. Time to live it up like the rock star I am. And I wonder what color hat she's gonna get. Oh, a red one? That looks nice on her. And I guess I could talk to some of these villagers a few more times. There's less than an hour until the new year. Ooh, I'm getting all kinds of fidgety now. Yep, I think we're down to just like 45 minutes or so. And over here is kind of like the waterfall and lighthouse area near Bunny's house. I wonder how many times I can drink those things, and I wonder if like Isabelle gives you more than one or if she just gives you one of those. Gonna try to like clean up the town a little bit as I see it's appropriate. I think there's a few like flowers out of place and stuff like that. And this is Paula's house. Sorry, phone call, what did I miss? Not too much. I'm just kind of going around talking to the villagers. It seems like in New Leaf, like, you have to talk to them twice in order to get them to wear a party hat, so I guess I'm walking around making sure they all got their party hats on. The end of the year really snuck up on me. I feel like I hardly did anything this year. Of course, it's too late to do much now. Calm down, Paulus. Yeah, it's kind of funny to imagine that the villagers have their own little, New Year's resolutions and things that maybe they have regrets about the past year. I was hoping to just have a nice calm New Year's at home, but there's just too much fun stuff going out there. She looks cute in her red hat. Another kind of like very warm room in here, not very like matching with the frostiness outside. Definitely has a very warm house. This is another little sitting spot by the ocean. And Alice's house is here. We already saw her walking around though. And so this is Pingo's and Gloria's house. And over here is Rod's house. We've already talked to him too, I think. Oh, that's your only regret of the decade. Oh, well, I'm sorry about that. It does hurt to have regrets. I guess in general I try not to think about regrets too much because it's not super productive. It's best to just move forward, but I'd be lying if I didn't have some regrets about like high school related stuff too. You know, it is a tough time. Let's all ring in the new year together tonight. Hope you're getting ready for the countdown. Oh, hey Nimrats. Thanks so much for popping in to say Happy New Year's. Oh, thank you so much, and I look forward to playing New Horizons in the new year with all of you as well. And I hope you have a great new year. Thanks so much for popping in today. And thanks for the host, Roni. Nice hat, Estelle. That reminds me, I better put mine on too. I hope he puts on a blue hat like ours. I feel like that would be perfect for him. Oh yeah, see? It looks perfect on him. I wonder how much thought is put into these little hair accessories that the new Leaf Villagers have. Because, you know, there's also the event for Pave, like the festival or whatever, and the festival has like different like hat accessories too, and each one's like a different color. I wonder if like each villager has a certain color. It's just another little thing that I just appreciate the detail that went into it. Oh, I can't wait to play New Horizons. Yeah, that is like so fun to think about, especially since we're about to ring in 2020, and that's the year that New Horizons is going to be released. I'm so glad that you all are excited about it too. There's less than an hour left until the new year, Scout. Better start getting my confetti ready. It's kind of funny to think about Doc setting off confetti, because I see him as this like stuffy like school teacher type who's like, you know, just look at his room and look at his outfit, and he's gonna be throwing some confetti with his students, I guess. So Doc's house is definitely like really like colorful and playful over here. I kind of consider this like a separate little area in town where like the elegance and the like sorts of like formal aspects of Citàlune aren't as apparent over here. Like this is kind of a more little casual area of town. And I see some more stuff over here to kind of clean up. I should get rid of this stuff. So some of them are villager pictures for some reason. Don't know why those are on the ground. I'm always like finding stuff that's like, why did I put that there? Well, I have to go now, but I'll be back to see the new year with you. I'm gonna be in the car the whole time. Oh, cool. Well, Happy New Year to you, Red, and thanks so much for coming into my stream today. It means a lot. And I guess instead of walking all the way over to my dresser in my house, I'm gonna go to my locker and see if I can stuff the stuff that I just found by retail over here. I guess I should really be spending this time partying and not like going through my inventory. And it looks like my inventory is all full anyways, like I don't really have a lot of room for stuff. Oh, there's some room. It's so funny that it's like I'm like a vulture for like any empty spots in a wardrobe or whatever. Like any empty spot in a wardrobe, I will snatch it up so quick. And that's how I have inventory issues, is that sort of attitude, like, ooh, I'll stuff this stuff in here. And I'm kind of bothered that there's this stuff over here, but I think I know what this is from. Like this is from when I was like working on my museum rooms. But it looks like I have some sparkling cider and glow wands and stuff. Maybe it'll be fun to like equip a glow wand as well. There it is. And we haven't been to this part of town yet, but I think this area is kind of like the north of town where like the cedars can grow and stuff, so I actually made them all the holiday cedars in the save editor just for the purpose of like it looking nice and festive. This is a nice little view here, looking across the pond and seeing the moon and the lights on the cedar trees. But yeah, it's been really fun to kind of experience Citàlune at different times of year again, between like the Halloween event that I did, getting to see Citàlune in autumn again, and with this event getting to see Citàlune in the wintertime with all the holiday cedars and stuff. This is kind of one of Citalune's classic spots, I think, and I think it looks nice in the wintertime too. Nice and glowing. It'll be fun to see how these spots look like when the fireworks are going off. The fireworks make everything so like colorful and vibrant and bright. And these are from like my dream address update. Like these are the outfits you put on when you visit my town via dream address. If I had more room in my pockets, I would definitely try to clear those out and kind of get that area looking more neat and clean. Less than an hour till the start of a brand new year. I just can't stand still, but I don't know what else I should be doing. Oh, that's such a relatable feeling when you can't stand still, but at the same time you don't know what else to do. There isn't even an hour left until the new year. Yep, I think, well, we can always just walk over here to see what the countdown is. Just a little over 30 minutes. And definitely, like, in the new year, I need to, before next stream, I need to get rid of these Christmas trees. I'm kind of tired of them being here. I need to clear them out of my room. Looks like you're all ready for the countdown, Estelle. That hat is, like, so totally festive. Yep, we're all ringing in the new year in style. I just wish that they would all kind of congregate over here. Wouldn't it be fun if, like, all the villagers in town were in this spot and we could all, like, party together and stuff, but they're kind of all off doing their own thing and stuff. So something that I could do, which I don't know if I'll have time for, but it's something that I ran out of time to do before stream, but this is like my moon garden right here, and I know I have these flowers on the beach. If I have time just to make Citàlune look nice and pretty and perfect, I could try to carry over some flowers and get that spot looking nice again. But let me know if that's not what you want me to do. Like, I am open, like, if anyone wants to, like, come over and hang out for a bit, feel free to let me know. I'm open to multiplayer today, or otherwise I'll probably just be hanging out in town and talking to villagers, doing this flower bringing over, that sort of thing. But yeah, I know that the white carnations are one of the flowers that was like over there by the moon garden. Same with like the white roses. I'm not exactly sure if I remember the exact arrangement that the white roses and white carnations were, so I'll just have to wing it probably. Oh, and thanks for the follow, Griffin Crossing. So over here is the moon garden. I can start to try to repair like the flowers that were over here. Oh, you'd like to come over, Blue Mage? Sure. That would be fun to have anyone that's on my friends list over here. Does anyone else want to come over before I open my gates? Because once I open my gates, I actually can't like add anyone else. Yeah, I'll go ahead and open my gates so Blue Mage can come over. And hopefully Wi-Fi doesn't crash though. That's the only downside. Hopefully Wi-Fi will last and won't have any issues. So my gates are open, and I'll finish what I was doing real quick with those flowers and then head over to the plaza for like the final countdown, because it is getting kind of close now. Pretty soon, like, I'll probably boot up Dafdilly so I can stream both towns' countdown at the same time. I think that'll be fun. I'm getting a kick out of how my character has the bed head right now. Like, I would love so much if I could wear accessories with the bun wig item, you know? I love the bun wig so much with the little space buns at the top of your head. Like, wouldn't it be cute if I could have this little, Happy New Year hat like in between the space buns, sort of like how all the other villagers have these cute little hats that go like right between their ears and stuff. Like, why can't I do that with my New Year's hat? But yeah, that's something that I really look forward to in New Horizons. It looks like there's so many more hairstyles, and I imagine a lot of those hairstyles you can add hair accessories to, so no more of this like having the braid wig and having like the bun wig and not being able to like wear flowers with your bun wig or not being able to wear flowers with your braids. I think New Horizons is gonna fix that, so I really look forward to that. And something I find a little confusing is I just don't remember where the flowers go over here, but I guess I can just kind of wing it and make it look a little nicer than how it looked before. And I also have a balloon in my pockets of all things. I have all kinds of like festive items in my pockets. I remember like a few years ago I actually thought that the balloons were like a new item for New Leaf, and then like I finally saw some screenshots from like the GameCube version that had balloons in them and stuff, and so that was something I kind of forgot about. I forgot that the balloons were actually kind of a vintage item from like the GameCube version. Oh, welcome back, Ronnie. We're getting pretty close. I like that the sky is such like a clear, starry sky for New Year's. It definitely like feels appropriate to have this sort of weather on New Year's with the fireworks and stuff. I wonder if like New Year's Eve is always like starry and clear. Like I wonder if it's ever cloudy on this day. Probably not. I bet it's set to always be like this. So I guess what I'm going for is I'm going for like an alternating pattern between roses and carnations, and hopefully I have time to like finish this arrangement real quick before it gets too close. Yeah, 11:30. I think I have time to finish this stuff. So here's a blue mage coming over. So Blue, feel free to like grab some goodies from the plaza. We have like a Crazy Red giving out party hats and party poppers, and Isabel giving out sparkling cider, so feel free to head to the plaza and get some of those items so that we can set off those party poppers later when the clock strikes midnight. It's saving a long time, hopefully. Fingers crossed that our connection holds. And it's really refreshing to be playing in a town where I've actually made the town flag. Unfortunately, in some of my side towns, like I haven't even bothered to make a town flag yet, like Suncombe and Lorien and stuff. I really need to buckle down and make some flags for my side towns. But yeah, welcome to Citàlune. I hope you enjoy your time here. Feel free to look around, talk to the villagers, get some party poppers from the plaza, anything like that. I feel like the music might have changed again. I feel like maybe with the 30 minutes to go, the music changed again a little bit. It's busy in New York. Oh, is that where you're at right now? I am in the same time zone as New York. Like I'm the same sort of like, you know, time zone vertically, so yeah, I imagine it's quite busy over there, like in Times Square. That's one of the biggest like New Year's celebrations in the world is Times Square. And I guess I should go say hi to Linkle, but yeah, feel free, Linkle, if you see where I am on stream. You can always like come and hang out with me if you want, or you can go off and do your own thing and talk to villagers or go and get some party poppers, anything like that. Oh, you're not? Okay, I misinterpreted what you said. So I think there's a few more white flowers here that I can grab. Because I need to finish that moon over there. And then I think like a lot of these like yellow and gold flowers and stuff, those are for like the sun. Hopefully I have enough of those flowers to finish up the sun. Yeah, I think it looks like I'll have enough to finish this up real quick before the countdown gets too close. It was kind of bugging me that I wanted my town to look nice for the countdown, and I forgot to like finish up this little area over here. So this is our little crescent moon here in the center, and I think I need to pull over a few like blue flowers to fill in those holes. But then I can start bringing over the yellow flowers for this area over here. You're in Michigan? Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, I think that's a kind of a similar time zone to me too. I think we're all counting down for the same thing here on the East Coast, I guess. Might have to communicate through the game. The battery on your phone's about to die. Oh, that's fine. I'll try to pay attention to like what's on the screen then. I know the speech bubbles often fade quickly, like here in New Leaf, like the speech bubbles go by so quickly, but I'll be sure to keep an eye out for them and pay attention. So these are some of the, like, I guess blue flowers that were displaced from over there. And then I have a few yellow flowers to take over. Really need to do this fast though. I want to get this done as quickly as possible. Oh, didn't mean to pick that up, but my pockets are full anyway, so. Oh, and there's Linkle. Look, we match with our blue hats. I'm kind of surprised you didn't get the green hats. Isn't there like a green hat? Wouldn't that have gone with your outfit better? Yeah, I remember one year, a few years back, I had a really fun like New Year's party with a few like online friends in Animal Crossing, and it was really, really fun to have like 4 people over at once and enjoy the countdown together, and we set off lots of fireworks and party poppers, and she had just about like every party hat available and every glow wand available, like ready for us to use, and that was definitely a really fun party. So this is my little sun garden, which I kind of like wore away the dirt underneath where the flowers are gonna go. You only saw red and blue, but I can check again. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure what options you see on your screen, but I thought there was like a yellow and a green one, but I could be wrong. I feel like all the party hats are really cute, but the blue one definitely matches Estelle best. So here's some more gold flowers for the sun path, and I had a feeling that would happen, that I would kick up a few of these patterns on accident. The game's so sensitive to picking up patterns on accident. And I wonder what some of those like pink flowers are for. Oh look, there's Linkle. So I'm almost done with like this little sun garden here, and then I'll be able to join in the festivities proper. I thought that this might be like a pretty area to like watch the fireworks though, so that's part of why I wanted to clear it off. Like, can you just imagine the fireworks going off above this flat area? Like, I think it would be perfect. Oh, just red and blue? Oh, that's weird. So, I'm trying to remember how this garden went. But yeah, you have me kind of curious. I might go over and see what Crazy Red has for sale just out of curiosity. Maybe it's a little different for you than for me, or maybe I'm just misremembering it. Oh. So I think you might be right. It looks like there's like red, blue, and like party poppers. Oh yeah, that's right. I wonder where I'm remembering. I thought that there was one in every color. Like, I could just be like totally misremembering it, but I thought there was like a yellow one. What's your favorite Animal Crossing Wild World town? Well, my personal favorite of mine is probably Dafdilly, just for like sheer sentimentality and stuff. That's one of the towns that I've had for the longest amount of time. I've had that town since 2011. But obviously, I like Suncombe a lot too, and there's other towns that I kind of admire, like around the web, like towns that I've admired from Animal Crossing blogs and things. Some towns that I really liked reading blogs about were this town called Bentley by Dusty and Bentley on Tumblr, and also the town of Osworth on Tumblr. Also, one of the Wild World blogs that like inspired me to start blogging about Animal Crossing was by this girl named Mayu from Mitsukyo was her town, and her blog is my ACWW and she inspired me a lot, so I definitely really enjoy all those other Wild World towns that I got a lot of inspiration reading about. And it looks like I'm running out of these like orange and yellow flowers. Oh, your phone's dying. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Blue. Thanks so much for sticking around as long as you have. So, I actually don't see a whole lot of other like yellow and orange flowers on this beach. I might actually run out of room for that. Oh well, the sun garden might have to be unfinished for the new year. It can be one of my New Year's tasks to get Citàlune back to looking completely finished. I might even like record like a town video of Citàlune at some point, because actually like there are a few like town tours of Citàlune like on the web, but they aren't any by me, so I thought it might be fun to do like my own sort of town tour of Citàlune. But yeah, I think the way that I had this garden set up was like the orange roses here on the sides, and then it goes to yellow roses on the edges. So yeah, it looks like I'm gonna run out of flowers a bit, but either that or maybe like technically these flowers should have been like some of these violets. I'm not exactly sure. Hi Baking Gamer, hope you're having a good New Year's Eve. So how far away is it from the new year? Just like 20 minutes or so? Pretty soon I'm gonna boot up Dafdilly so that we can also bring in the new year in my Wild World town too. Oh hey Linkle! So anyone have a red New Year's hat that they can trade you a new leaf? Actually, I think you can buy both colors at Red's here. He usually sells both a red and a blue one. But I'll buy another party popper. Oh, it's different for each town? Oh, okay. That explains what I was curious about earlier. I kind of thought that there were yellow and green ones, but my town only has blue and red, so... Oh, okay, that's interesting to know. This is one of my favorite spots to watch fireworks, is this like bridge location, because it gives you a nice clear view of the night sky. Speaking of which, maybe I should pick up some of these items here so that they aren't cluttering up the ground and making this area look ugly for the fireworks. Yeah, I I might have some wine like off stream. I think technically if I was to like drink on stream, I think I would have to set my stream to like 18 plus or whatever, but yeah, I'm not a big drinker myself either. So I'm gonna drop these over here so that I have room for more party poppers, and then I'll probably, maybe I'll talk to a few more villagers and see how they're holding up in the New Year's Eve countdown, and then pretty soon I'll boot up Dafdilly so that I can also count down in that town. So it looks like Rod is inside now. I actually thought I remembered Rod wandering around outside earlier, so he's gone inside for the night. Oh, that sounds fun. I hope you enjoy those and have a good New Year's. Looks like you'll be my last visitor of the year, Estelle. Our hats symbolize our celebration of the new year together. Something that I'm getting a little bit of a kick out of is they have such like short little dialogues like during the holidays. Like they just like say one line to you and then they're done. Oh, I get it. You're wearing that hat to copy me. That's fine. I don't mind the flattery at all. We're both wearing the blue hats, I guess. And I think Doc was also inside up here. And I wonder if the music will change again at like 10 minutes to go. I know the music changes a few times throughout the night. So Doc, Rod, and I are like the blue hat pals. We all have matching blue hats. Yep, we're all ready for the countdown. We all have our hats. I just wish that I remembered to like change my hair before the hair shop closed for the day. I think I can't really go get my hair done at the moment because it's probably closed. Lately I've been kind of lazy and I've been covering up my bed head with those like bun wig items, the bun wigs and braided wigs and stuff like that. They're a great way to kind of mask your bed head if you're a little bit lazy. Oh, Colton. I wonder if like I've forgotten to go see Colton. I don't really remember going to see Colton. Oh, he does have his blue hat on, so I feel like I'm just not remembering that I already went and saw him earlier. In the stands, by the stage. Oh, I'm sorry. I was imagining how I'd talk to my audience if I were on stage tonight. I've got to be ready for the day my concert finally takes place. Unfortunately, I don't think it's happening this year. Oh, well, I'm glad that you have a place to go here and chill during New Year's Eve and have a place to go to enjoy the festivities. I definitely don't take it personal myself if I don't have plans on New Year's. I think like I'm such an introvert myself. I don't mind like chilling at home ever. I spend so much time like you know, working and stuff that I enjoy any sort of time off. I can just chill at home. I definitely don't beat myself up about spending a holiday by myself. I enjoy the calmingness of it. So I'm gonna go visit a few more villagers and then, oh look, Julian and Bruce are both at home right now. Got a few villagers home for New Year's. That hat looks pretty good on you, Estelle. So Julian is also part of the Blue Hat Club. He's saying the same thing as Colton. He and Colton are both smugs. I kind of enjoy having both of them in town. They're like my two smug horse princes. They kind of both have this fairy tale look to them. And I guess there's just about 10 minutes left pretty soon. Probably around 10 minutes left I'll start to hang around the plaza a bit more. And here's Bruce. The new year is gonna start in just under 30 minutes. I suppose this would be a good time to turn over a new leaf. Maybe I'll be nicer next year. Sorry, do you mind repeating that, Linkle? I missed those speech bubbles. They go by so quickly in this game. I have heard rumblings that in New Horizons they might like do the chat function a little bit differently, like maybe incorporate like a voice chat app or something. That would be kind of interesting. I'm not sure how different it would be for me being a streamer. Like I already kind of voice chat anyways, but it'd definitely be interesting to see how it changes like how other players' Wi-Fi and stuff, maybe more like voice chatting going on. I feel like in City Folk there was kind of a voice app. So I guess now, since it's getting so close to New Year's Eve, I might just kind of hang around the plaza and wait and count down and throw off some party poppers. I also really like that a few of my villagers have showed up back here now. We have Pango and Gloria hanging out. Maybe a few more of the villagers will kind of like gravitate over here and for the countdown, and we can all like watch the fireworks together. But yeah, I guess while I'm doing this, I'm also gonna like boot up Dafdilly and kind of prepare for Dafdilly to be on the same screen as Citàlune. So I'm just gonna do some like preparations for that. Okay, so I think Dafdilly is still up right now, and let's see how well this works. I'm about to try to switch over to the screen where it's both my towns up at once. Oh yeah, look at that, it sort of worked. So over here on the left I have Twisk from Dafdilly hanging out with the countdown, and over on this screen I have Estelle. So that's kind of fun. Looks like the time is a little off though. That's kind of awkward, isn't it? This town's gonna go into New Year's first, because this town is just has like 8 minutes left, and over here in Citàlune, it's got 10 minutes left. That's kind of a bummer. Hey Baking Gamer, it's usually actually just try to keep in mind that sometimes people are just here to enjoy the stream and might not want to like trade and chat. Just try to keep that in mind, that if you want to like trade, you might want to go to like Animal Crossing Community or Beltree Forums or something like that. So here's Linkle and I, we're getting ready for the countdown, and over here on this screen we have Twisk hanging out on the plaza. Let's see what Puddles has to say. So Puddles is thinking of getting a new pet fish. I've already gotten this dialogue with Puddles a few times before. But she's given us a present for naming her fish. Something that's like a little bit odd is that Citàlune is the town that has sound right now. I thought it would of course be not good at all if like both towns had sound, because that would just be too overwhelming. So I decided to have New Leaf be the one that has sound right now, but Dafdilly's over here experiencing the countdown too. Yeah, that might be good to check to see if your other town has it first. I do often like to help myself out like that. I like to sort of see if I can get items from my other towns and things. I'm gonna set off a pre-party popper. Like on 8 minutes to go or something like that. Thought that might be fun to set off a party popper. I wish in the new game they can visit New Leaf towns. What do you mean by that? Like in the new game that you could like still visit New Leaf towns somehow? I'm not sure how that would work, but I do know that like in the GameCube version, I guess there was kind of a fun like little Easter egg with like the Game Boy Advance. You could kind of visit the island on the Game Boy Advance on the GameCube version, but yeah, I can't really imagine them doing something like that again. Now here's Gloria. 2019. My year's resolution was to learn to cook. Don't know how to say that word. And I did in the first week of the year. Maybe I should set my sights a little higher this year. Yeah, I guess if you set yourself like an easy goal like that, like you might very well meet it and then feel very satisfied, but then you won't have much more to work with for the rest of the year. I guess that's what Gloria was talking about. Yeah, I feel like New Leaf definitely like took a lot of inspiration from the GameCube version, bringing back Porter, bringing back the train station, bringing back the island. But they kind of like remixed everything, like made everything more modern. Like Captain's boat isn't like a wooden rickety boat anymore. It's like a nice fancy modern boat. And also the train looks more modern too. So I feel like there's just a lot of callbacks in New Leaf, but just in a lot more of a modern way. I really like what they did. And over here in Dafdilly, we've got Melba hanging out in the plaza. She's my favorite, so I'm glad to see her. I guess each plaza has like two neighbors in each. Like this plaza has Melba and Puddles hanging out. And in this plaza over here, we have like Gloria and Pango. But yeah, in this town we're down to like 5 minutes to go, and in the other town we're down to 4 minutes, so it's weird how they don't really match exactly, but oh well. Yeah, I can do the same thing, Baking Gamer. I have like a few different like 3DSs and a few different copies of the game, so I can kind of visit myself too. I didn't mean to sit down under the town tree there. Oh, did the music turn off? Nice and dramatic. Oh no, the music's just changing right now. It's something different now. Yeah, I definitely like all the music changes and the festivity for the new year. Just 5 minutes left to go about. That's what it says on my computer. It says there's 5 minutes left to go on my computer, but it looks like Dafdilly over there is like a little ahead. There's only 3 minutes left to go in that town. But yeah, ironically, like, just this town itself, the town of Citàlune, was quite a big accomplishment for me in this decade. It probably took me about half the decade to finish this town. I worked on it from 2013 to 2018. That is about 5 years, so about half the decade I spent working on this town. So this was quite an accomplishment for me this decade. I'd also say I made other accomplishments related to like my job and also related to like my mental health recovery, and I started streaming. I've gotten a few creative hobbies, so those are some of my accomplishments for the decade. I definitely look forward to seeing what the new year, the new decade brings, and hope to work towards improving like my content creation even more in the new year, and always focus on trying to improve myself and improve what I'm doing, focus on a lot of hobbies and things. Both of your towns have the same colors. Well, I guess what I find interesting is, like, haven't you done the New Year's event in the past? Like, so maybe, like, you have, like, a party hat of the other color, like, hiding in your dresser somewhere? That's probably what happened, is maybe you got it some previous year, and you still have it laying around somewhere. And over here, I guess I'll have Twisk hanging out by the sign, and I guess they're gonna go through the new year quicker than this other town, so just minutes left, Twisk. Oh, I could just scream from the excitement. I get so nervous, I just need to chant my mantra to relax. I don't know, personally I'm not nervous at all. I don't like really, like, the New Year's exciting, but it's not like it's like totally rocks my world. I guess I've had too many New Years in my day. It's kind of like lost its luster. It's funny that Tortimer, as old as he is, still gets like hyped about this, you know? It still hasn't gotten old for Tortimer after all this time. 1 minute left. Are you all ready, Twisk? Are you? You wish all versions could be streaming at the same time. Yeah, that would be really be something. Quite a few games to have to fit onto one screen. We've got less than one minute left, Sunshine. Is there anything I should be doing in this last minute? That's such a funny way to think about things, that you only have like 1 minute left to do something in the new year. Oh look! It's the new year in Dafdilly. Dafdilly had the new year like a whole like 2 minutes sooner. So, oh, it's down to like a minute in Citàlune. I'll try to head over here now. I don't know why I was hanging over there by Violet's house. So 48, 47, 46. Just 45 seconds left. Yeah, let's try to get like in the same shot, Linkle. And over here in Dafdilly, it's already the new year for some reason. So just 30 seconds left, and there's also fireworks going outside in my neighborhood right now. So some people, oh yeah, I guess it's considered maybe the new year already, because that's what my computer says, but yeah, it says 20 seconds left for this town, so hurry, get a party popper. Yeah, I have one in my hand right now. Linkle and I are both ready. It'll be interesting to see if the delay messes us up a bit. Here we go. Happy New Year! I hope this year is filled with fun and friendship for you all. Yay! Is that it? Is that the only party popper I had? Well, I'll try to see if I can buy... Oh no, I just didn't automatically equip another one. That's interesting. Okay, 3, 2, 1... Oh, bummer. Me and Linkle are just gonna be like on a bit of a delay where we're not gonna be able to do it at the same time. Happy New Year! Yeah, thanks so much. Look at Pango over here watching the fireworks. Bye 2019, won't miss you. Yeah, I didn't have too much against 2019. Probably a year that was kind of rough for me was like 2016 in particular, but like I feel like 2019 was pretty good. I'm pretty happy with this year, but ready to move on to the next one, of course. 2020 should be a big year for everyone. Look at Gloria, like applauding the fireworks. I want to shine as brightly as those fireworks in the new year. You got some fireworks of your own, Red? Aw, setting off fireworks in the chat. Or party poppers. It's a shame Crazy Red has to be working during this time, you know, he's has to be under his tent working on the clock right now. I guess I'm gonna kind of wander around to like maybe some scenic spots. Like over here, this is just the town tree. Maybe I can go to a nice scenic spot and watch a few fireworks. Not for me, I'm ready to start over the year. Yeah, I look forward to it too. New Year's, even though like, I kind of believe that in the new year you can always like start fresh, or like at any point of year you can start fresh. You don't have to wait until the new year to have like a resolution or a goal or whatever, but definitely the new year does inspire a lot of that, and I have some like goals of my own, of course, that I'm gonna try to work on. look at how the fireworks make this area by Lyra's castle so like vibrant and bright. I'm gonna set off a party popper here, Linkle. I don't know how we're gonna time it though. Let's time it to where like the next firework that goes off, we'll set it off together. Oh, well, at least I got a picture of both of us. But yeah, I kind of want to see one of those fireworks that says 2020 on it. You know how those fireworks in New Leaf, they can kind of like say 2020, they can say the year. Like I'm kind of looking out for one of those. I think that would be a really nice like picture opportunity. But yeah, I'm gonna pan up so that I can keep an eye out for pretty fireworks, and then I'll also like go over to Dafdilly here a little bit and talk to a few people. Oh, can you believe it's 2020 already? Thanks for, you know, putting up with all my crabbiness last year, and hey, no hard feelings, right, Roof? It's really kind of wild to think that I've continued to play in Dafdilly this long. Like, honestly, like, I imagine that the Animal Crossing creators would probably be quite honored to know that like anyone's still playing Wild World here in 2020. But I know I'm not the only one. There's been people who come into my chat and talk about Wild World and stuff. It's really fun that there's so many players that play like a variety of different Animal Crossing games to this day, like the GameCube version or City Folk or Wild World. Well, it is always nice if like you're the only one like living somewhere and you can drink straight from the bottle and stuff. I think we all like our guilty pleasures like that sometimes, where you can drink stuff straight from the bottle. Speaking of which, I think I have some sparkling cider in my pockets. Maybe I can finish the rest of this. Yeah, I just finished the bottle there. Well, I haven't seen one of those special, like, 2020... Oh, there it is! I got a picture of it. Yay! That's about all I wanted to make sure that I did, was get a picture of the 2020, for the, like, maybe blogging purposes. Maybe that'll be a good picture for the blog, and also, I might have even gotten a better screenshot just from the stream. I mean, that's something I should keep in mind, is that I don't necessarily have to take an L+R screenshot. I mean, basically anything that pops up on the screen is essentially a screenshot that I can just, like, print screen later from the VOD. But yeah, it's kind of nice how in New Leaf you can see the fireworks above objects in your town, because the sky and the town is kind of merged together, so you can kind of pan up and see fireworks above a castle and things like that. But here in Wild World on the left, it's like the fireworks are its own special screen, which is kind of fun in itself too, is that you can pretty much always have a view of the fireworks no matter what you're doing, because that whole top screen is dedicated to the fireworks. So yeah, this is another little fun area where it gets nice and vibrant. I feel like the fireworks suit Citàlune very well. Like, it really brightens up the town. There's so many colorful flower arrangements, and the fireworks really help brighten it up. I'm the only one here that hasn't touched Animal Crossing since the GameCube. You might be right on that, honestly. I think a lot of people that pop into these streams have like played like New Leaf and some of the more modern games, but it is really cool that you're excited about New Horizons, having not played many of the modern Animal Crossing games. Like, you've only played the GameCube one, but you're still excited for New Horizons. I think that's really cool. So another area I like to kind of take fireworks pictures by is over here by the town hall. I think this is another little festive spot for enjoying the fireworks. Oh yeah, look how like warm it got just then with those fireworks. It's so vibrant and warm. And it's interesting that the town hall is so dark right now. I guess Isabel's not in it, so the lights are off. But yeah, the fireworks are such a fun, special time. I might talk to just a few more villagers just to wrap things up, but there probably isn't all that much more to experience for the New Year's festivities. It's just gonna be more fireworks throughout the night. Are you okay? You look a little tired. It's always good to take a break if you've been playing a while. Alice would definitely be concerned about some of us streamers who play for hours on end. These Animal Crossing villagers actually will say things like that to you after only 30 minutes. Like after 30 minutes they get concerned about your mental wellness. Aren't the fireworks lovely? They're the perfect way to start the new year. Oh, your friends are into Animal Crossing, so I want to join them as soon as New Horizons releases. Oh, that's really nice. I can't say I have many real-life friends who are into Animal Crossing, but I've definitely made friends through Animal Crossing online and have some friends that I'm eager to reconnect with when New Horizons comes out. I hope the two of us spend a lot of time together this year, Estelle. Oh, that kind of hurts a little bit because I might not be spending a lot of time in Citàlune in the new year. I might be focused more on like side towns that I haven't finished, as well as New Horizons in the new year, so it kind of hurts to hear these villagers talk about like, oh, I'm excited to spend time with you in the new year, knowing that you might not be spending all that much time with them. You're not my mother game. Yeah, like, I do think it is a little bit overzealous that the villagers after just 30 minutes will be so concerned for your safety, but I think Animal Crossing has had to juggle, like, trying to keep up with parents' expectations of it being a kid's game, you know, like, I think that's why Rossetti was toned down in this game, was because of, like, parents complaining that he was a little too harsh in past games, so. Bye, Ronnie. Yeah, thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and I hope you have such a good new year and a good New Year's Day tomorrow. Thanks so much. Have a good night. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna wrap up stream pretty soon too. I'm just still kind of relishing in the fireworks just a little bit longer, you know? It's only like 12:10. It's only been about 10 minutes. Overall, I spent like a lot more time this stream just waiting for the countdown, so, you know, might as well enjoy the fireworks a little bit now that they're here. This is definitely one of my favorite shots in my town, like a nice scenic shot of like Estelle's castle from a distance. I've taken so many shots like this over the years. It would be fun to like compile them, like here's Estelle's house from a distance back in like 2013 versus 2016 versus now. I've taken so many pictures like this over the years. Oh, that's a nice big red one. I guess I'm not paying super big attention over here to Dafdilly, although it is nice to have fireworks on both screens, but it is kind of like the fireworks are just adorable little pixels in this game, you know? They're like the little blocks. Let's see how Puddles is doing. Happy New Year! I hope I can be totally nice to everyone in Dafdilly during 2020. I'm gonna try. Something that's kind of funny about Dafdilly is that Dafdilly was started in 2011, so coming up in 2021 actually, it'll be Dafdilly's 10-year anniversary, so that's really wild that Dafdilly will be 10 years old next year. If I'm like still streaming and stuff, I should probably definitely like load up Dafdilly during 2021 and experience some sort of like festivity for its like 10-year anniversary. That's quite a long time to have a town. But yeah, looks like someone's leaving. Well, bye, Linkle. I'll probably wrap up stream myself soon then too. Thanks so much for coming over and enjoying the fireworks with me and setting off party poppers and stuff. It is a struggle to time the party poppers. I remember trying my best to do it back in Wild World. I used to have these Wi-Fi sessions in Wild World where I'd have like 4 people over, and then we'd all try to like get a picture of the fireworks at the same time. And that was back before we had the L+R screenshot. We would actually take screenshots with our cameras. Like, we had these little digital cameras that we would actually point at our DSs and try to like get screenshots that way. So you'd be surprised with how many good screenshots we got that way too, just from like photographing our screens with an actual camera. But we did manage to get some. I hope New Horizons also adds some new interaction animations, that way I can be more expressive. Yeah, I can definitely see how that would be helpful. Like, I feel like New Leaf did add quite a bit though, like, look at all these emotions we have, but compared to Wild World, let's see what I have in Wild World. Over here I have like this blushing one, and I have the singing one, and I have shock, and I have the flowers. So I do feel like in every game they kind of improve it a little bit. Like, we didn't have nearly this many emotions in past games, so that is something to look out for. I bet they will give us some more. Have a happy new year to you too, Blue. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciated you watching the fireworks with me. I think they make Citàlune so pretty. I'm so happy to see them. But yeah, thanks so much to everyone who came in today. I might shut off stream pretty soon since we've gotten to experience the festivities a little bit. But I hope everyone has such a nice new year, and I look forward to spending a lot of the new year with you all on stream, and with New Horizons coming up. And in the meantime, between now and New Horizons, I definitely hope to make a lot of improvements to stream and make improvements to like the towns that I have that I'm still working on. So definitely really excited about what the new year will bring, both in as far as Animal Crossing goes and as far as other things too. Definitely want to focus on so many different things in my life and improving myself and improving the way I spend my time. And thanks so much for spending time with me. You hope hugging or tackling becomes one of the new emotions. Oh, that is really creative. Can't imagine like a tackling emotion. That would be really something. Alright, well with that 2020 firework we just saw in the sky, I guess I'll head off pretty soon. Thanks so much for dropping by, and I hope you all have a great New Year's Day tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Bye!